Hey guys, welcome to another episode of...
Hey, can I do it this time?
Yeah.
Cookin'
and Country. So we got all kinds of stuff that you're seeing in your screen right now, and you must be wondering, what the heck are we doing today? So one of the things that I like to do when we have a really busy week is I like on Sunday afternoon to prep a bunch of food for the week, get it all portioned out so that I don't have to think about that throughout the week. And then we also don't eat terrible drive-through food, which happens if I don't do this. It's delicious, but it's bad for you.
So at the beginning of this whole 2020 debacle, we were like many people and we ate. We were at home, working from home, and we ate a lot. We grilled a lot of hamburgers, a lot of steak.
And a lot of comfort food.
A lot of comfort food, which added like 20 pounds, no kidding, to, us, each.
And we had to work really hard to get that to go away.
And one of the things that really helped with that was this. We started throwing this into like our weekly diet, our routine, and we're eating healthier and lighter and just having a routine and not swinging by taco, whatever, and picking up some stuff. This helped us drop the pounds really quick, and I lost 20 pounds within like 2 months just by
eating
exercising,
right,
walking a little bit more, and then eating this.
And both of these recipes that we're going to show you today are really pretty healthy, but the thing that is hard for us is we love a lot of flavor. So both of them are packed with flavors, so you're going to feel like you're satisfied in your taste buds, but you can have portion control, and you have enough to make for a whole week and just stick it in your fridge and then you can just go. So what we're going to make today is we're going to make a turkey meatloaf with a balsamic glaze with roasted potatoes that are going to be herby and garlicky. And then we're also going to make these quinoa chicken bowls. And the cool thing about this is I'm going to show you how it can all be done together. So we're going to assemble the meatloaf and potato meal. While that's cooking, we're going to get the other meal going, and then we'll be able to kind of like put it all in its containers at the same time. And this takes me a couple hours on a Sunday, but it saves tons of time during the week, saves a lot of money, saves the health benefits.
And then also, we make a lot of decisions during the day.
We make a lot of decisions.
And so this like really helps like take a decision out of the day. Like, what do we eat? What do we...
Nope, just grab it out of the fridge.
Yep.
We're good. Throw some sriracha on it. We're golden. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our oven preheated to 400, which it is, and all of the measurements will be in the recipe for you guys at the end in the description below. But we need to get our meatloaf prepped, and then we're going to get our potatoes prepped, and it's all going to go in the oven. So we're going to start with our meatloaf. So best part about this is we use ground turkey, which is really lean, and it also just like takes on the flavors of whatever you put in it. So
and can I just say, like at first when she said she's gonna make turkey meatloaf,
like,
I was like, are you kidding me? I'm from Minnesota. Like, we don't have turkey in our meatloaf. That's not even like
it was beef.
Yes.
Wrapped in bacon.
Beef, yeah. So like, but I can honestly say I don't notice the difference. It tastes that good.
Well, thank you. That makes me feel good. So we're gonna get all this stuff put together in our bowl. So we're gonna do a little over a half a cup of panko. Regular meatloaf typically uses breadcrumbs, which is fine if you wanna do it. I think that panko is just fluffier, and so it doesn't make the meatloaf as dense. And then we're gonna do about a half a cup of Parmesan cheese.
Parmigione.
And that gives it like the kind of umami-ness that it needs. Do you like what I did there?
I did.
And then we've got probably about a little less than a quarter cup of balsamic vinegar. We've got like 2 tablespoons of ketchup. I mean, it is meatloaf. All of our spices, so we've got oregano, thyme, garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, a teeny bit of salt, and that's just the Himalayan sea salt.
That's a lot of spice.
I know, I like a lot of spice. And then we're gonna do 1 egg. Hey, that was pretty good. I gotta wash this egg off my hands.
Egg on your face?
Not on my face, just on my hands. Okay, so we've got all of this in here, right? So then the other thing we're gonna add is we're gonna shred a little bit of carrot. So this is the cool thing about this recipe. Sometimes I'll put shredded carrot in there, sometimes to sneak in some stuff for Shane, I chop up kale.
Kale.
You can do like shredded zucchini. You can add a little bit of vegetable to this. It's nice because it just binds right in there, and then you get better nutrition. You can add onion. And so I'm just going to shred it on this really fine shredder.
Kind of the cool thing about meatloaf is you can pretty much add anything and it's going to taste good.
I know.
Because it's meat in a loaf.
If you're a barbecue-y type person, you could probably substitute out the ketchup for barbecue sauce.
What about fish? Fish loaf.
That's really disgusting. I mean, the word meatloaf is like gross enough as it is, like loaf. But let's make that a fish loaf. No thanks.
You're shred-tastic.
Thank you.
Like Eddie Van Halen.
Of carrots. So this little carrot's probably gonna give me like half a cup of shredded carrot. That's plenty. You don't need it to be too much more than that because then it's gonna mess with how the meatloaf binds. That's nice.
That's nice. Very orange. Pretty.
Little pile of carrot. It's very shreddy. Okay. All this goodness, we're gonna mix it up before we put the meat in because we want to get all of this kind of together first.
She's my mixing queen.
And she's young and lean, oh yeah.
From eating pre-made meals.
Now we're gonna come to the point where I have to take my wedding ring off because nobody wants turkey in their wedding ring. That's coming off. We're gonna add a pound of ground turkey in this, and then all of that's gonna go into a loaf pan. I cover it in tin foil because I think that it's less mess at the end, less cleanup.
Turkey.
Okay, so here we are, right? We're ready to rock and roll. I actually find this part really satisfying because it's getting everything all mixy and good. I'm not freaked out by this.
Her dream job is to be a meat masseur.
A meat mixer.
Meat mixer.
What's your profession? I am a meat mixer. Okay, pretty easy. We've got this beautiful loaf. We're just gonna kind of press it in here so it's even. And then you wanna kind of make like a little like moat in the middle. So when we put the glaze on, it doesn't go to the edges too much, but it goes down to the middle. Can you turn on the hot water for me?
I can.
How easy was this, right?
Let me show you the moat. Check out the meat moat. The moat of meat. I'm just gonna stop right there.
Here comes my favorite part. The glaze for the meatloaf. So we've got, I don't know, maybe almost a cup of ketchup. Probably not quite that much. And then, depending on how balsamic-y you like it, this next part is totally up to you. I like the balsamic a lot because it gets all charred and it kind of like makes a good crust on the meatloaf. So I kind of just put it in there until it looks like it's about double of what the ketchup is. You can see that. And then red pepper flakes. This gives it a little zing on top that is totally awesome. And we're just gonna mix all this up till it's like all mixed together. And then we're gonna throw this in the oven for about 45 minutes. What's cool is this is gonna go in first. We're gonna get our potatoes prepped. They're gonna go in for about 20-25 minutes, and it should all come out about the same time.
Voila.
Voila. Wally. That looks nice.
It does look nice.
Now you can see it's like this beautiful dark glaze. So now we're just gonna pour this on top of our meat moat. We can eat this like 3 or 4 days in a row and not be sick of it, and that's kind of nice too.
And it's filling.
Yep. You could have a little piece of this and a handful of potatoes, and you've got your fuel for the day.
We used to do this with mashed potatoes.
That's not as good for you, because I put a whole stick of butter and a whole thing of sour cream in there, and it's delicious.
It's good.
But not so much for the waistline. Okay, see that beautiful thing? We're gonna put this in the oven for 45 minutes. Set the timer. And now we're gonna get to our potatoes.
See how we did that? That was like a dance. It was almost like choreographed.
It was movie magic. So, The potatoes. They're delicious and they're, again, super easy because I feel like it has to be easy for you to want to do it. So I've got a package of just these small, like, new potatoes. These guys are a little bit big, so I'm gonna cut them in half. If you get them like this size, you don't even need to do that. So you're gonna wanna take a cookie sheet with parchment paper. See how it's right there?
Wow.
I know.
That's impressive.
Pretty amazing.
You're like a magician.
I am a magician. And then we're going to toss them in olive oil, some herbs, and I do some fresh garlic as well. This is just like parsley, dried garlic, a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm gonna chop up some garlic and we're gonna just toss them on the cookie sheet and be good to go. But I am gonna cut up these big guys because that's not gonna cook as evenly otherwise. So little facts while we're just hanging out, cutting up potatoes, wearing leopard print, making our own parody of a hair metal song.
Because that's what we do.
Did you guys know that Shane got a chance to play with Poison?
Oh, you're bringing up that, huh? I did for a VH1 show back in the day.
When was that?
Gosh, that would have been 2003, I believe. So basically, I was looking through the paper. I was living out in Los Angeles, and then they said, "Do you want to play with Metallica? Do you want to play with the Foo Fighters?" And I was like, "Yes, of course." Calling all guitarists, come down, and I walked down there and got dressed up. And there's a line around the block of hundreds and hundreds of guitar players, and I just did an open audition, and didn't think I had a chance because I was listening to everybody before me, and they were amazing and shreddy, fast, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna stand out, I probably shouldn't do that. So I did like a Stray Cats song, I believe, and The Clash, and then packed up, and they're like, we'll not call you later. And then an hour later, I get a call to be at another place at another time, and vice versa. And then one day they just showed up at my band's rehearsal studio and threw me in a car and flew me to Alabama.
Alabama's so glamorous.
I know, right? You know, from Los Angeles to Alabama. It was great. Alabama was awesome. And we had so much fun there. There's 2 other contestants, and we had to compete for the chance to play with Poison on stage in front of 10,000 people.
And he won.
And I won. And Skid Row was the opening band, and Vince Neil was the other opener. Got to hang out with them guys, and it was
cool.
Quite the experience. I even stole the mic from Bret Michaels.
It's pretty sweet. That was like my favorite moment.
And I got the solo too. I took the solo for Nothing But a Good Time from CC, but I almost got lit on fire. So they neglected to tell me where the pyro was, and
God.
Poison uses a ton of pyro. And I remember they had these big stairs leading up to the drum riser, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna run up there and rock out with Ricky Rocket, grab my guitar and start running up the stairs, and all of a sudden the giant flames shoot right in front of me and like singe my eyebrows.
Oh, it's so scary.
I turned around and went back.
Went the other way.
Yeah.
Now you know. You're in the know now.
You are, and that's our story. We're sticking to it.
Potatoes, garlic, seasoning. And then I'm gonna put like a tablespoon and a half of olive oil. The cool thing about olive oil is it's a pretty good fat for you. Like, I cook with it all the time. I feel like it's cleaner.
Noticing a lot of olive oil shops popping up.
I know, I've noticed that too. We haven't gone into any of them, pandemic. Okay, so look at that.
Yum.
That looks incredible, right? You can really see like the chunks of garlic, all the spices, everything's really coated. And now we're gonna get this on, that knife scared me, on our sheet pan. And really, like, if I've cut them, this is being really particular, but if I've cut them, I like the cut side to go down because I feel like that gets more of a char on it, as it does. And that just is yummier.
I find when they have a char on them, they reheat better.
They do. I think so too, and I feel like the Sriracha tastes better. We put Sriracha on everything.
We just like a lot of sauces.
We do. Our kitchen door is all condiments. And I'm actually excited to try this with a new favorite hot sauce that we have. Hot Sauce Nashville, a little local, I think they're husband and wife. We found them on Instagram and we ordered their hot sauces recently.
So good.
The green and the red,
oh my God.
I don't know, I want to drink it. but that would probably hurt me. Okay, we're gonna throw these in the oven for 20-25 minutes. And while this stuff gets in there, we're gonna reset our little area here and we're gonna get our other meal going, which is super simple.
And we'll have a song for you too.
A song?
A song.
It is Cookin' in Country. All right, stay tuned. Are you ready for meal 2 of our prep extravaganza?
I like that, prep extravaganza.
I think that's what I'm gonna call it from now on.
You should be in marketing.
Makes me feel fancy. So I make this little quinoa chicken bowl that we've discovered that we love. Oh my God.
So when she first started making it, it started off as skroog.
Yes, we would make a skroog sauce. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but that's an Israeli hot sauce and it's good, but it's intense. So we wanted something milder, and I love rice. Like, I love white rice more than anything, but it's super bad for you. And we tried couscous, and we were trying to find something that wasn't as bad as rice and something that we liked. We ended up landing on quinoa, and I really like the tricolor quinoa. It's really nutty, and I'm surprised Shane likes it because it is a textural thing for him, but it is delicious. Nutty. And it's a whole grain, so it's really good for you. It has a lot of fiber. It's awesome. So this is kind of our jam right now. So it's the quinoa, but then the magic is in the chicken. So I've been marinating this chicken breast for a couple hours in Greek yogurt and then a bunch of spices. So the yogurt kind of breaks down the chicken a little bit. It makes it really moist. And then I do oregano, thyme, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of salt and pepper. So when I saute it up, it's just really juicy, and the chicken itself has a ton of flavor. And then we're gonna add some julienne sun-dried tomatoes, and then we toss the whole thing in just like a light Italian vinaigrette. And you heat up the quinoa, you toss the chicken in, and it's just filling and delicious, but it's something you can eat on the go, and you don't feel really weighed down after you eat it. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cook the quinoa to the package's directions. So you're always gonna wanna rinse your quinoa in a sieve just to get any extra starches out. So I'm gonna do that. You got a dog at your feet.
I know, Loretta
She's a
decided to join us.
little cutie pie.
I think we need to start doing
Dog
cam.
I think so too. I've rinsed my quinoa. I'm gonna put a cup and a third of water because that's what this particular kind needs. We're gonna throw it on the stove, get it boiling, and then let it cook and do its thing. Now comes la chicken. So, like I said, I've got this chicken that's been marinating for the last couple of hours. I'm gonna heat up my non-stick pan. I'm gonna throw it in, and it's gonna take about 5 minutes aside. I used really thin cutlets, but you always wanna cook your chicken to 165 degrees to make sure you don't get like, botulism, something like that.
Botulism.
I know, crazy.
Little botulism never hurt anybody.
Oh, wait. So I'm just gonna toss these babies in here. I'm not going to worry about the yogurt getting in the pan. That's actually nice because it kind of gives them like a caramely thing on the outside, but that's like suctioned.
It's impressive.
Thank you. Now we wait. Maybe we should do a song.
I think we should do a song. Wait, wait.
And the hair metal episode continues.
And the song we're gonna do is the least hair metal-y thing we do.
So,
hair metal always had those hair
ballad.
metal ballads.
So this song's called Sing, and we wrote this song a couple years ago as kind of a lullaby for my dad, who was diagnosed with cancer. He's doing really well right now, but this was just kind of our way to deal with all the things we were feeling about that. Hope you enjoy. I know you're tired and need a rest. It's a long road traveled and you've done your best. The sun is rising and the time has come to go to the hilltop sing, then move along. The love that you gave me has filled my heart. So now I wish for a swift depart. Sing, sing, sing your song. Sing, sing, sing your song, then move along. It's doing something back there.
It's tootin'.
It's rootin' tootin'.
Rootin' tootin' butt scootin'. We just wrote that right on the spot. You got to witness pure
History.
songwriting magic.
I'm gonna get my containers all together. Containers,
Shred-
containers,
Shredding
everywhere.
carrots. Shredding carrots.
All right, movie magic, all the cooking is done, and now it's time to assemble. Everything actually came out about the same time, so I'm letting my chicken breast rest. I've got all my containers out. You can hear our cat begging for treats.
I'm gonna.
Give him a treat.
Yes.
So while Shane's doing that, I've got these sun-dried tomatoes, the ones that are packed, oh my God. The ones that are packed in oil are kind of the best. You can get them julienned already. I like cutting them up myself. And we're just gonna slice these into little strips. Is Loretta getting a treat too?
Yes. She's been very good doing them.
During filming. So sun-dried tomatoes are kind of magic. Shane, what do you like about them?
They're sweet and salty. There's something I didn't really like before, but you've been putting them in things, and
It's like a little flavor pop.
yeah.
It's good. So we're gonna cut these up. I've got my quinoa over here resting, and then I'm gonna show you how to portion this out. And then it'll be time for us to put it in the fridge and go make dinner. See, it's so steamy. Steamy quinoa. So basically what I'll do is I'll put the quinoa in one container, and then I'll put the chicken and everything else in the other container, because we think that chicken that's microwaved tastes weird, because it does.
It does.
So we'll heat up the quinoa, and then we'll toss it in there and kind of shake it up, and it's like kind of the perfect temperature.
Yeah, it kind of warms up the chicken by doing that.
So I'm gonna just toss a little bit of the sun-dried tomatoes in each of our little bins here. Kind of make sure we're even. Yum. Then we're gonna cut up our chicken.
I think I need to taste one of these potatoes to make sure.
I think you should totally quality control that back there. Tater. They're really hot.
Oh my god, they're so good though.
I feel like I did a better job of like garlic this time.
Oh yeah.
So I'll cut up the chicken into like little bite-sized pieces, because it just makes it easier for your fork when you're at lunch.
And then when it's like mixing around with the quinoa, the hot quinoa, it kind of gets the chicken a little warmer too. Loretta is scouring the floor looking for anything that Megan might have dropped during this episode.
You could probably taste a piece of chicken too and make sure I did an okay job.
Yeah.
Shane has a chicken obsession.
I do. Especially fried chicken. But roasted chicken too.
I was gonna say, you kind of just don't have any discrimination against what kind of
Cold
chicken.
chicken, hot chicken.
Alright. So get that in there, that in there. Depending how much chicken you cook up, you know, this is probably gonna be 4 or 5 bowls worth. You know, you could get a bigger pack if you have more people to prep for. But this is kind of what works great for 2 people for 1 week.
She didn't see my little chicken dance back there.
I didn't. Was there a chicken dance?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Pete and Loretta are hanging.
So lately this cool thing happened where we rescued Loretta like a little over a year ago, and the cats and her were not the best of friends at first. But last week, Pete and Loretta,
They're snuggle buddies now.
like they were touching, and it
He
was
likes to stick his whole head in
her ear, which is pretty weird. But whatever. Pete, you're OG. You can do whatever you want. Can you say hi? This is Pete. He's our elderly kitty, and he's the best. Hi. Mwah.
He's like, I want that chicken.
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing, human? So we've got chicken, sun-dried tomatoes, and then here's the secret sauce. A little bit of vinaigrette. I cannot say the name, but it is a steakhouse vinaigrette. I feel like the ingredients are the better. Do that, a little swirl. This also helps keep the chicken moist. We're gonna throw some lids on those suckers in a minute, and then we're gonna get our quinoa portioned out. Honestly, about a 1/2 cup per bowl is plenty. It doesn't look like a lot, but quinoa is really filling.
And like when it comes time to reheat, how long do you cook the quinoa
Oh, it's a good question.
in the microwave?
I'll do like maybe a minute, minute and a half, and then just see where it's at. Our microwave at work is not as strong as our microwave at home, so that just depends.
And then I like to toss it in the chicken and then put the top back on and shake it all up.
I just got quinoa everywhere. So there you have your quinoa, chicken, and sun-dried tomato bowls. We're gonna package those up, and then once our meatloaf gets cooled, let me just show you what this looks like. Once the meatloaf gets cooled, we can get about 6 portions out of that, and we'll do the same kind of thing. But take a look. Yummy. And then I gotta show you these taters too. We've got all those nice crunchy garlic bits. So we'll portion that out, and then we're all set for the week, and we hope you try these and you love them, and give us any suggestions of things you tried differently below. Bye.
Until next time.